welcome to the Planning Committee of Penrith Town Council on Monday the 1st of September 2025. My name is Councillor Scott Jackson and I am Chair of this committee. Can I remind those present that the meeting is being recorded but not by the Town Council. I want any members of the public, but if any did come in, they could ask not to be filmed or recorded.
Chair, just before you go into the meeting, we have had a response about the 20-mile-per-hour consultation, and if possible, I'd like to read that out to you at the end of the meeting as a matter of urgency, because I understand there's a meeting on Friday, and they would like a view.
With the agreement of members, I'll say yes. Very good. Anything other than those? Very good. We'll move to part 1. Item 1, apologies for absence. We've received apologies from Councillors Davis, Barbara Jason and Daniel Jason. May I ask members to note that they have been received. 2. Minutes. I'd like to propose the approval of the minutes of this meeting held on Monday the 28th of July. Are members happy to agree that I sign it? I have a seconder. Thank you, Charlie, and all in favour? Yeah. I shall sign them at the end. Item 3, declarations of interest and requests for dispensation. We have received no declarations of interest prior to the meeting. Does anyone wish to declare any pecuniary or register of interest on any items on the agenda?
I need to declare, though it's a tally non-pecuniary, that in time gone by, at least a year ago, I was in private discussions with the owners of owning the plant, the Lay plant. That was nothing financial, and I haven't had any communication with them for, I guess, at least a year.
Thank you for making that known to the meeting. Yes, Deb?
Just to say that the item 2025-1170, the Fraven Swift Vets application, is in my ward.
Very good. If any other declarations come to mind, please make them known. Item 4, public participation. We have received no questions or representations from members of the public. Item 5, excluded item, Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960. Members are asked to consider whether any agenda items should be considered without the presence of the press and public pursuant to section 1 part 2 of the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960 because of the confidential nature of the business. It is not proposed that any items should be considered in private. Item 6, the resolutions report. Members are asked to note the report. Do you have anything extra to add?
Just regarding the letter about the community infrastructure levy, we sent a letter to Westmoreland and Furness. The letter that we sent to Westmoreland and Furness about the community infrastructure levy and lobbying should be available to all parish and town councils in the whole of their district. We haven't had a response, so we'll be chasing again.
Might that be something we should raise with Helen Chaffee when we have our all councillors meeting? If we haven't heard by then, it's not till the end of September, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's a wise idea.
Would you remind me, Ross, if I forget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duly noted. Item 7. Planning applications. These are the delegated responses. These have already been returned to Westmoreland and Furness Council. May I ask members to note them? Duly noted. Very good. Item 8. Planning applications for consideration. We need to consider the following applications for which information can be found on the Westmoreland and Furness Council website. I'll click on the link in your emails. We will begin with 2025 1315 Frenchfield Bungalow Carlton, and it is proposed replacement dwelling. Ross, do you have anything to add?
Yep, so this is to replace an existing redundant building which is already on site with a dormer bungalow. It's in a flood risk 2 zone for the dwelling and 3 for the parking and garden, i.e. medium to high risk of flooding. Frenchfield farmhouse and buildings are both grade 2 listed, but the design doesn't negatively impact on the listed buildings nearby. Policy Dev 2 of the Eden local plan, the current local plan, says that inappropriate development will not be permitted in flood zones 2 and 3. However, there are existing developments there flood alleviation measures are in place at Frenchfield, which has meant that so far in the floods in 2015 and whenever else they were, Frenchfield wasn't flooded. It optimises passive solar gain. It includes reference to PV panels and air source heat pump. There's no reference to the Penrith Neighbourhood Development Plan, but you could perhaps request sustainable design solutions as policy one and permeable parking to reduce water runoff if you're minded to support it.
Thank you, lots members. I'll open the floor to you.
My only comment is it doesn't appear to impact the labours of school, particularly because it seems a fairly similar structure. I know it's not similar in structure, but it's visually not
dissimilar.
It's not a great difference in size.
Thank you, Charlie. Now and then there.
I think Lal's
I was going to disagree because the school is whitewashed stone with a lot of buildings, and this is timber clad. And I have a note: do we want all that timber cladding?
Yeah.
From what I gather, the Environment Agency position is that they're refusing this application. There's no site-specific flood risk assessment done on the car park. So I think that there needs to be some more information before it can be supported. And they don't want to increase flood risk elsewhere either if they're putting this two-storey building in that place. The Environmental Health Officer offered no comment, or there were no comments. Perhaps they've not been commented yet, sorry.
I thought that was a bit odd. I had no comment made or something. I thought seems a bit odd.
Yeah. So I'd like to see a bit more about the flood risk assessment. Go without first.
Thanks. Sounds like
So it was considered the need for compensatory flood storage and to submit a revised flood risk assessment.
it sounds like we're not against the principle, but there are some things that concern us: the flooding and possibly the visual.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the big building behind is. That might be timber cladding. I'm right adjacent to the school, which is white.
Yeah.
I understand.
I don't think we have grounds to reject outright. I just don't think we have enough information. If the flood risk, it seems a fairly important thing, but perhaps if our proposal would be minded to support the application, providing that the Environment Agency to ascertain if the flood risk was properly addressed. We also had a comment that we're not entirely sure that the timber cladding is in keeping, based on the design of underhaul schools, whitewashed buildings.
Did the flood reach the school in Desmond?
No, Frenchfield itself was not flooded.
Wasn't
at all. No.
It is technically flooded.
Yes, it is. But they put alleviation measures. They put ponds or something at the
okay,
far
fine.
end. So
It
Frenchfield itself and Frenchfield buildings, not further towards the river, didn't flood.
Good.
So I have a proposal. Do I have a seconder? Anybody? All in favour?
With those provisos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on to 2025/1471. This is 2 Horsley Terrace, Penrith. The erection of new attached garage and sunroom. Rod?
It's on a corner plot on Scores Drive. It doesn't seem to impact on the neighbours at all. I've got nothing more to add.
Only one comment, it's already started. People are going to them. The application says, has the work started? It says yes.
Yes.
Which I always think is disrespectful to the
Full
system.
form, but it isn't something that
I thought Garros looked perfectly fine,
Yeah.
architecturally. I wasn't a big fan of the sunroom, but I don't think there's any reason why we should object to it.
You don't have to be a fan of it though, do you?
No, exactly, I didn't like, I thought it spoiled the look of the building.
Aesthetically, it was not so pleasing.
But,
Aesthetically, it was not so pleasing.
no, but I know
But-
that's,
But there was a sunroom. There's no, I've got no objection. No objection at all. Yeah. I just put assume the off-road parking will be still available after the carriage is built. I think it
Porous
would be. I think
parking.
it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. Porous
parking.
parking.
So does the addition of the sunroom diminish the architectural significance of the building?
I don't know,
Probably not.
I apologise.
No, I wanted to ask the question, so that it was at least out there.
And the biodiversity net gain does not apply to this single building.
So it sounds like we don't have any objection.
No.
And I'll propose that we support the application, seconded by Charlie, and all in favour?
Yeah.
Lovely. Moving on to 2025/1295, 7 Angel Lane. Change of use of first floor from hair and beauty salon to residential flat. So class E, sorry, to class C3.
The proposals for a 2-bed flat, there is actually already a flat behind the building. It's accessed via a shared alleyway. It's internal works only to include a new bathroom. No external works are proposed at all. There'd be no parking provision other than the residence parking scheme, which, as we all know, is currently under review. It's in a conservation area, but it has no impact.
Members?
And looking at it, I mean, there's quite an issue made in the drawings about the drainage. And the amount of drainage was a 2-bedroom flat will be less than the amount of drainage from the hairdresser salon, I would expect.
Yes.
And the same with nitrogen nutrients.
Yeah.
It would, I would think it would be on
Yeah,
the impact would be on the good side.
Yes. Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, the mitigation for the neutrality thing, it was saying that the removal of the 3 wash basins more than compensates for the use, the water,
There'll be an actual use all day.
the double use, and the toilet's going to be moved indoors, which I think is a big bonus, and not in the yard. I think that's much more accessible, helpful. Yeah.
Eden Eye Care doesn't seem to have a loo anymore.
Huh?
Eden Eye Care, which is the premises downstairs, they obviously use the external loo. Well, it won't be there, so they don't seem to have a loo anymore. I can't see it on their plan.
Are they underneath the flat? Oh right.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I haven't visualised this.
I
I
thought
thought
the
they
loo
were
down
next
there,
door
then.
to the building. There was.
They're below, aren't they? Aren't they below?
No, they're next
No,
door.
I thought
they're
there
in
was an
front.
antique shop
They're in
and
front.
Eden.
They're
They
in
may
front,
well.
but they don't seem to have a loo anymore.
Did they ever
would
have
suggest
Eden
that
Eye
it was.
Care are to the other side. This is the hair. This is a hairdresser's on the ground floor.
They're not, they're beside.
Well, yes, no.
I thought it was Eden Eye Care one
Eden Eye
side.
Care
antique.
is-
I thought they were
That's
the
the
side
side.
from the alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might have one inside anyway. This
What
is
does it say?
That's
think
not
it would
part
say-
of
I
this
suggest it was,
application.
yeah. The plans for Eden Eye Care probably wouldn't be included in this one.
I
don't know how they
don't,
get
I
to
don't
it.
know how big rooms need to be legally, but they look quite small.
Very small, yeah.
But
That living room.
Yeah.
2 people?
that's someone else, that is a different, there must be some organisation that says you can't go some size.
Well, there must be.
There are guidelines.
Building
Guidelines, yes.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my only
It
comment.
will adhere to building regulations.
It looks a wee bit small.
Yeah.
But that's
On the other hand, it's providing
caveat
a residence.
by everywhere.
Sorry, I'm talking over you.
Sorry,
Chairman.
fine.
Sorry.
So when it comes to the marketing of the flat itself, that's beyond the purview of planning, and it'll be up to whomever wants to live in that place to make that decision. From a planning point of view, I would assume that it ticks the boxes for building regulations. Of course, we'd all like to see larger accommodation for people, but at the same time, there's a lot of empty space in Penrith that could be used for accommodation above shops, and some redundant that could be reused. I think it does fit priorities for accommodation, for residential accommodation in the town. I'd like to support it and propose as such. I have a second.
I'll second
And, all in favour? Oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
mean, it's, it has the advantage of a different access to the upstairs, not through the shop, which
Yes.
is how traditionally these buildings were built. So
Absolutely,
I think we should encourage more people living in town.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
without vehicles,
yes.
What?
near public transport.
So it's
As
been
well.
proposed and seconded,
Yeah.
all in favour?
Yeah.
Moving on to 2025/131, Penrith Golf Club, Maidenhill. And this is a proposed change of use of part of the car park for the site of a temporary sales cabin with associated landscaping and parking. Does that want to be done with 1590 or something?
Done separately.
Very good. That wasn't
So
that right?
I've
I think it's 159.
So,
The next one.
so 1310 is are the revised plans that I've given you that came through this afternoon, that I've given you tonight.
Alright,
The area, I asked them to clarify the area because it wasn't clear on the first plans. That's now on here. There's also reference to a drainage onion on the original plans, but it's now confirmed that the drainage onion is a tank that's already in situ at the golf club that is being tapped into. It's not anything new, it's already there. So this is for use of part of the car park for a temporary sales cabin and parking for 4 cars.
It's not going to have any effect on the runoff, because that's already hard car park anyway. It's not new car park, it's
Exactly.
members
Yeah.
car park.
our standing already exists, yeah.
And the only thing I would say, in the planning application, it talks about a temporary thing to April 26. In one of the other wording, it refers to the permanent signage.
That's for the signage advert, the second one, but they have confirmed that that is temporary
Yes, I
as well,
thought
it's
so,
not
just-
permanent.
That's just thought it was necessary to highlight the fact.
Yeah.
And I think we should say that we want it to be temporary
Yes,
in the terms of
absolutely.
the application. I don't want to see it coming back as an extension.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to reiterate what you said about the it's in situ from 25 to April 26 when the show home opens. So if we just tie it in with that, it will be removed when the show home becomes available. Then I mean, you're going to want that as your selling point, aren't you? And not a porta cabin on the golf club site.
Yeah.
In preference.
They have incentive to meet the date.
Yes. Yeah.
Just that the cabin is going to be over 3 metres high.
Yes.
Sounds very tall to me.
Well, you have to be able to stand in it.
Well, nobody's 9 feet, are they?
2 metres, is it?
3 metres.
Well, that's a standard porta cabin height from
Okay.
bottom to top. Don't get you've got some there's bits underneath the floor. You can step into it,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and then there's a roof.
Yeah.
So, don't
Yeah,
think-
3261.
And the flagpoles will be 6 metres high. But when I looked at the map, as far as I can tell, this site office is going to be quite a long way away from what you might call the main road.
Yes.
So they'll want it to be,
Yeah, it's down that
So
driveway.
I can
Yeah.
confirm that.
It's
I
just
said
as you
in
turn
the
into-
following application.
right,
It's just as you turn into the golf course car park,
right.
their own car park, having driven along thing, and it's on the corner. As you turn into the car park, it'll be straight in front of you.
I'm not in favour of the golf club.
No, fine, but that road that comes in, then the
Yeah,
same road
long
going
road.
up and down on this drawing.
Yes, yeah,
And then that road there is through the golf club, past one of the
yes.
holes. And then you turn into their car park, and it's right at the beginning of their car park.
I've walked down there and I realise I'm walking through the golf course, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
People shouted for. It's cheeky so-and-sos.
I think it's harmless, as long as it doesn't
Harmless.
stay there forever.
Exactly.
Mm.
So I propose that we support on the proviso that it is as temporary as the inauguration of the actual show home can make it. May I have a seconder? Thank you, Charlie. All in favour? Lovely. We'll move on to the actual signage. 2025 159 Penrith Hospital, Baden Hill. Advertisement consent for 2 in number parking information signs, 1 in number totem, 2 in number flags, and hoarding panels and door panels fixed to the sales counter.
So the revised plan helps you a little bit with the signage as well, which I went back and queried them
Thank you, Ross.
with. The application's been revised to show that it is a temporary application and not permanent, as it said. I've also received confirmation that the flagpoles are 6 metres in total and not eliminated, because the original application said varied between 5.5 metres without finial and 6 metres, so it wasn't clear exactly what it was, but they're 6 metres in total. The signage that you can see on the bit that I've circulated now, the 2 blue dots are the flagpoles that they're next to the temporary sales cabin, and the other signage is the visitor and marketing suite signage. There is the vinyls on the cabin itself, but they have confirmed that they will not be erecting any hoarding panels at all for the application, so there will be no hoarding panels to go up, because I queried there was nothing on the original plans to show the size and where they were going to be situated, but they've now said that they're not going to put them up.
But they're still in the application.
They're still in the application, but the application paperwork is being changed.
Right.
So I only got this afternoon from a planning officer.
The other signs, there's parking things at 1.2 metres, etc. That's 4 feet in little money.
Yeah, but they are underneath the signage and advertisement guidelines. So they fit with the signage and advertisement guidelines.
Is this the place that's going to tarmac for parking spaces?
It is tarmac.
It's already tarmac,
Yes.
isn't it?
It's hard standing.
The hard standing already exists.
So as I'm saying, the runoff and everything doesn't change at all.
No.
All you're doing is plonking a building and some signs on, and some of the car park slots are no longer car park slots for the golfers, therefore the visitors to the, yeah.
Does anyone have any problems with it? I should propose that we support it then.
So it's the same temporary nature.
Yes, very much so. May I have a second? Thank you, Valerie. All in favour? Aye. Moving on to 2025/1170, land off Carlton Hill Road, Carlton. Advertisement consent for 3D aluminium individual lettering, fascia sign with a backlit bar.
So this is one that you've already considered.
It is.
For 2 weeks ago to the vets. It's come back with additional information. You've been asked to reconsider it. Only the central bar on the signage is to be lit softly underneath to show that it's a vets. It's going to be backlit to a low level of 50 CD/M2, which is
I think.
a thing. And it's going to be static. So it falls within the guidelines. There are no material grounds really on which to object, and it's not going to have an impact on any residential properties, because it will literally be just soft lighting shining onto the back bits of veterinary centre, because they will be open.
24 hours. Yeah.
If it isn't every letter lit up and it's just a subtle strip, I'm happy to withdraw my objection.
If it's worth doing, it's going to have a light the whole sign,
Yes.
and that's what bothers me. It's a big sign. I have no problem with the sign on the side of the building. I think if they want a illuminated sign, they can put a small illuminated sign by the entrance to show they're open. That's it. That's their argument. They're open 24/7. My own view is that that big sign should not be lit.
So the whole sign isn't going to be lit.
No, but
It is literally just a strip in the middle.
Is that the
It'll
underlining bar, is
say
it?
Save and
Underlines
Swift,
the words.
and then there's a bar and then it will be illuminated under the bath, which will just give subtle lighting to that level that says veterinary centre.
To be honest, well,
It's a,
can I just say, I disagree with you, Charlie. I think if you've got a little pet or something, you really have to dash to the vets in a hurry in the middle of the night, it's going to be really helpful on that road at the moment as it stands, which is quite isolated, that you do see the vets clearly where you're going. It's sort of give you a, heartwarming feeling, I think.
Okay, I think we can then put this to a vote. We may have some for and some against. I propose that we will support, based on new information, stating that it will be too intrusive. May I have a second?
Sorry, what are you voting?
I'm voting to support it, based on the fact that it won't be that intrusive.
Yes.
Second, in vote there. All in favour? And all against? There we go, duly carried. Right. Moving on to,
Can I just add, there's some interesting documentation about lighting standards and what have you in 2025-1547.
yes.
Oh,
Can we go stay in the running order?
Yeah, yes, indeed. I'm just saying because we were talking about lighting.
Yes, no, yeah, I agree with you.
standards,
But
that was useful information.
I have opinions about that as well.
Well, I'm sure you do.
so moving on to 2025/1539, Parsons Petrol Filling Station, Brunswick Road.
Can I just remind members that the Planning Commission has actually already been granted for the following 6 applications, but that these applications are very specific and refer to an application after Planning Permission has been granted, but where certain aspects of the development were conditioned for later as agreement, and that's governed by Article 27 of the Town and Country Planning Development Management Procedure England Order 2015, where the applicant has to come back and prove that they have fulfilled the conditions required of them.
So am I right in saying that the following applications, without predetermining what we're going to say on any of the 6, the conditions have been fulfilled, and we're just required to say yes, they have been fulfilled?
No, because you have queried some of the when we've had these in the past, we don't actually have to be consulted on them. But when you have had these sort of applications in the past, and I've been able to get them to committee, you have actually queried whether some of the conditions have been met on the applications, and we have gone back to the planners querying that and saying why we don't think they've been met, and that has been carried up. That has been followed up further. So they're not automatically, you don't automatically have to nod them through. No, you can query them.
Because some of these things can look like a rubber stamping exercise, for something that has been done in inverted commas. But
However, in the case of the Morrison's petrol filling station, when I put this on the agenda last week, there was no deadline for responses. I saw when I got the weekly list today that has actually been approved and all the conditions have been met, so you don't have to consider that one.
oh, right.
Oh,
I'm very disappointed.
I am, yes.
and may I propose it?
Have you spent a long time on that one, Charlie?
I've spent a lot of thought on it.
May I propose that we accept Westmoreland Furness's recommendation that it has been properly discharged? Unless there's any other for discussion, may I have a seconder? Thank you, Valerie. All in favour? Lovely. These ones.
I'm abstaining, by the way.
That's fair enough. Okay, and now the rest of the agenda is sponsored by me, protest.
Yes.
Not literally, of course. Beginning with 2025/1547. Omega Proteins Penrith Limited. Application for the approval of details observed by Condition 4. External lighting attached to approval 20/0660. Who else do you know anything
So that application that they're talking about was the automated trailer wash facility. There is a report there. There are assumptions within the report that the external units will be operated between dusk and dawn throughout the year. and that they'll operate by external, integral or remote mounted photoelectric control units for site safety, but that is an assumption, and there's no conclusion at the end of the report.
So this is a sort of condition that really can only be discharged 50 years in the future, when they have actually done all the things that they would say they would do every day in perpetuity.
So we're talking about 1547, are we?
Well, as well says, it's the lighting, yes?
The lighting is the
lighting,
only.
yeah. It's
Do
the
we know what
lighting-
condition 4 the lightning was?
No, because I can't get into the old application.
I just wondered
No.
because
But it is for the automated trailer wash facility, which is in the middle.
Go ahead, Deb.
Thank you, Scott.
It is.
I wasn't quite sure what each of these applications was for. I've read it about 3 times, all of them. Anyway, it does say the condition asks for positions and field illumination, position of the outdoor lighting, field illumination and times of operation. But as far as I can gather, there have been no times of operation. There's been an assumption with
It's
that
just an
special
assumption,
report
yeah.
to say we assume it's going to be overnight or whatever, and there's no mechanism by which the lights go on and off.
Mm-hmm.
But they assume a lot of things in that very lengthy, very techy report, and I just feel it's difficult to make a decision then on this. Totally.
yeah, I know what you're dealing with that one, but the actual report appears in these 3.
It appears in
The
every one.
identical report. It
Yes.
was not
Yes.
specific to that planning application.
Yes.
It was the same done by the same man on the same date.
Yes.
And although I'm sure it's a very professional thing, it does not make a recommendation in any way whether this is what they're
Yeah.
doing is good, bad or indifferent. And to me, my feeling in general is that I don't have skill set
Yeah.
to make any comment whatever on it. Because, and I hope that Western Furnace have someone in their organisation who understands industrial plant lighting.
But it's insulting to any of us and W&F planning people as well to put that same lighting report when it's supposed to be
Specific.
specific and it's supposed to be about hedges and trees,
Well, the,
and they just put the lighting report
To
in.
just put the whole thing in.
No, the thing that
It is supposed to be about lighting in the first one, 1547, but the other two are not.
taking Deb's point, it says, following up on Deb's point, it says that's assuming 100% availability, no maintenance downtime, which means if the light goes off at 10:30, at 10:32 there's a man with a ladder replacing the bulb. That is
Yes.
what continuous
That's right.
lighting means.
Yeah.
On our plants where we worked, we had contingency lighting, so we could be down 10% and still have satisfactory lighting. We didn't want to have to call the electrician out at his bed at 2 in the morning to fix the light. So I think that is, it may be all right, reporters. That was the thing that stuck out to me. Assume 100% availability,
Yeah.
which is not normal, in my experience, it's not normal practice.
That's a good jump in there.
I'd like to see something that is understandable in terms of the lighting as well. That document is pretty opaque. Dark skies have got recommendations for lighting, and I know that Western Furnace have looked at the past at recommendations because I spoke to them about the lighting in Castle Park and they said that they had a specific requirement that it was pointed at a certain angle. I don't remember what it was. I would hope that somebody in the planning department has got that information available to them and can provide some sort of idea of what is suitable and what's not.
A lot of the lights, Councillor, were shown on the list as at 45 or 60 degree depression. Which means the light is, plane of the light is like that.
Yeah.
Or like that. So they're not upward facing.
Yeah.
I agree with it. There was nothing in there that said to me how this would look in on a dark night,
Yeah.
dark clear night.
That's what I'd like to see actually.
Yeah.
Photos of the dark.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Charlie, there were no photos of night time at all, they were all daylight photos, weren't they, as a planned. There's also the fact that they didn't take into consideration the times that the lighting will be on and switched off and how that would happen. I agree with you, they didn't look at the maintenance, they assumed the maintenance would be 100% perfect, and therefore, 100% light would be clear all the time, whereas, over time things get dusty, dirty, and they're not going to be washed every day. So that was something against the whole assumptions. And the topography was not considered either, and they were talking about buildings that might get in the way of the light and creating shadows and shade. And they didn't take any, they just took a very flat approach to the whole thing. 100% maintenance, 100% flat area, and nothing, no hedges, no trees, no buildings to interfere with the light coming from any of these applications or conditions. And it just, broad brush strokes to me is not good enough.
Well, I mean, again, say, I was easily experienced in reading these sort of reports, and I couldn't make head or tail. It was very detailed, and I'm sure the facts were all perfect, but there was no interpretation for a layman. And I would have to return my recommendation is we return the comment that we are unable to comment on this because the information supplied was not clear.
Yeah.
I don't believe we can really object to it because what are we objecting to? Saying we don't understand.
Yeah.
I miss the days of not support.
What?
I miss the days of not support.
That's the sort of terrible because, and I do think it is at the best lazy to have the same report for 3 areas for the whole report, not even chop down the bits for the two different areas.
Yeah.
And I tried to look at it, and it's the date on the report. It's the same date and the same man for all 3. We could have done 3 separate reports.
Okay, so I propose that we return a response of no response. Or is it more? Can we say
We can comment.
we can comment that we can't respond and can't support this application because we do not feel that it is clear whether the condition's been discharged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that suits me.
And there's too many assumptions being made for the conditions for the light.
So second
I
over that one.
really strongly feel that should not be.
Very good.
I'll second that.
Okay, so proposed and seconded, all in favour? Aye.
Yeah.
202.51549, is that the same? Or
No, it's got landscaping.
So-
landscape?
Yeah, so the landscaping in this one has got missing information as well. Because on the plan there are individual shrubs that are
Yeah.
blocked about, but there's actually no hedge planting identified. There's no boundary hedge planting, which there is on the later application. So it's not clear where they're actually planting.
And the arboriculturist wants to know the species in the hedgerow.
Yeah.
Again, I was slightly irritated because my Latin isn't what it used to be. Are these native species plants? I mean, I hope they are, but I don't know. Prunus is about the only one I know, and I'm not sure how native it is. You know what I mean? I think that
Yes.
we've been wanting them to have native species in their fence. Maybe they are, but and there's lots of plants, and they're all nicely named with their full-blown Latin name.
So jumping ahead a little bit to 1551, which is for detail, it's application for details reserved by condition about landscape.
Yes.
Yeah.
The hedge planting line is included in that
Yes.
information. You can see that, and individual native trees and shrubs are included.
But they're named in Latin.
I think when we get any application for hedge thing, they always are in Latin.
I hope there's like confirmation that these Latin things translate into things which are native. I like the idea. I thought the landscaping system looked good. It's just I don't want people planting Cypressa vulgaris.
Sorry, are we doing 1.5? Right,
No.
Ross was offering
1.5,
information from
we're
that.
just jumping off, we're just
Yeah, so,
jumping. But I've got a question about that,
yeah,
I think, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so is there enough information to say that this is discharged?
Is a very good comment which I think we should reiterate from the arborist, that this is looked after properly.
That's
Well,
1551.
What?
That's in 1551.
That's
They
1.5,
should
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
it should be in both.
That these plants, anything that dies within 10 years is replaced at the next planting season.
So perhaps I could propose that we would support this, but only on the proviso that the arboriculturist is happy with the mix,
Yes,
and that suitable replacement of any fall-off is the provision.
there will be fall-off.
Yes.
And we want the extent of the proposed hedgerow, it's missing, it's
Yeah.
not there, so we need that indicated.
Before West Midland Furnace agree that it is
Before we
discharged.
agree.
It's difficult to deal with these separately because they're
Or the,
3 electric lights and 2.
So we would be
But
happy.
they all got the same report, do they?
Yeah.
They all got the
Just
right
leave it.
report.
So this one we would be happy to support, providing that they do provide. the-
Yes, I definitely support the landscaping part,
Very good.
subject to it being
Do you want
native and followed up properly.
Do you want a list of the plants?
Oh, hello, oh,
You've done it.
All right.
So there's field maple,
Yes,
common alder, silver birch, wild cherry, English oak, and rowan or mountain ash.
native, aren't they?
one those isn't the native species actually, it doesn't matter.
What's not native in those, Charlie?
Silver birch isn't native, it's only native for about 1500 years.
Always excellent.
I think that could happen.
Flowers allowed.
Yes, quite, no, I mean,
Can't
no,
blame you.
thank you very much.
Not worry about
Now we
that.
know what they are, I'm happy.
Okay, so we're happy.
The prunus
with
is the flying cherry, that's the only one I knew.
You better email in the list, or
Sorry?
have it for future
Right,
reference.
then I shall propose that we support that with our
Very knowledgeable.
caveats. May I have a seconder?
Is this 1549?
Yes, this is one part.
Yes, thank you.
But only the landscape.
Only the landscaping part.
Only the landscaping part,
Yes,
yes.
yeah.
All in favour? Just for, practice sake, Charlie.
I was looking for a cough soup. I haven't got
Yeah,
one,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
some at home, which is useless, isn't it?
Yeah, I shall
Thank you,
find
Valerie, the thoughts, lovely.
But, you know, sorry, I've written here that I thought it was a bit of a tabletop exercise, the whole lighting report.
Yeah.
They just sat in an office and looked things up and gave us a blanket, flat view, and I don't think that's good enough. Can we have that, something about tabletop exercise?
So moving on to 2025/1546. Name again, this is application for the approval of detailed reserve by condition for external lighting approved to 210201. I'm not the only one who finds it very difficult to find these old applications. Am I?
What do you mean?
You can't get them, can
No,
you?
none.
No,
The time was all of the.
So 0201 was a storage building next to the automated trailer wash facility. So the buildings that we're talking about are all these ones here.
It's the same lighting report,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
I'm sure, very technically accurate. I'm not doubting its accuracy, but it does not give me information to make any comment.
It's irrelevant in that respect, isn't it?
For my skill set, yes.
Hang
But I'm not suggesting that it's a rubbish report by any stretch of imagination. It's probably a very good report.
It doesn't help us decide whether the condition has been discharged.
No.
Right then.
On the same thing, 15461, there's no report from environmental health yet, so it'd be difficult to make a decision without seeing that report in.
So I propose it again that we cannot return the response. We do not feel that we have adequate information, especially with.
Including a report from environmental health.
Yes.
Well, so in cover letter with it saying, here's the report, and this is a summary of the consequences. We think it's okay, it's good.
Yeah.
It's done it to me.
To trust a report, it's got to be clear. It's not saying that it isn't trustworthy, it's just hold our hand through it.
Yeah.
A perfectly reasonable expectation. So I propose, as I will repeat myself, may I have a second? Thank you, Charlie. All in favour? There we go, so a responsive non-relation.
This is all for me the second thing I think very interesting. That's a bit not anyway. I sorry, didn't think
It's fine.
I didn't want to be out of order.
You're perfectly at liberty to take part in discussions and be part of the discussion. We have expertise to add.
That's fine.
We haven't been in
Thank you.
conversation with them about these things. Right, moving on to 2025/1552, Mega Proteins Limited, application for the approval of details reserved by condition 3, external lighting approved to 200659. Was there anything further?
No, it's the same as your
It's
previous.
the same problem. Same, sorry, not problem, the same issue.
Yeah, not that we should copy and paste our responses, but does anybody have anything extra they'd like to add?
We are disappointed.
That's new.
Well, I mean, they've got 3 reports identical, and we have 3 identical responses to them.
Yeah, and the thing on this one, it just says, has the work started? Yes, in August 2020. Has it been completed? Yes, it's end of September 2020. So this is in retrospective planning application, stroke, discharge of condition. And I think that's a little bit, I don't know, if the regulations allow you to do that and just say it's a discharge of condition when they've already done it.
It's still not
I don't know the touchy bit about that. I would have thought there might be a problem.
Okay, so again, I propose our response is that we do not feel that we have enough information to properly say whether we think this condition has been discharged.
It could well be that that report shows that everything is fine.
Yeah.
It could well be that.
Yeah.
We have no reason to say here that it isn't true.
No.
We're not disputing their facts. We're just saying that we, as a
Don't have the skill set to.
consulted body, cannot
Right.
the wants to say. And we would request that Westmoreland don't have the proper expertise to do so.
I would say I was surprised, given the amount of effort that Omega Proteins have put in over the last few years to alleviate the concerns of the public in Penrith about their operation, that they haven't spent more time on something which potentially could become another issue.
It'd be really easy to say, look, this is the thing that says is being done. Make it clear and obvious. Because even if maybe we should and do have a little more expertise than the public on the street, we also represent that sort of lay view. And it's not us who need to be convinced, it's everybody in Penrith who needs to be convinced.
I'm concerned that I had a little bit more than the average, and I can make nothing judgmental
Yes.
out of it.
It does seem opaque when it doesn't need to be.
Yes. And it is disappointing that we've got the same review, the same reports added 3 times. That's
It's more than 3 times. It's all of them. That's
Yeah.
it. The whole report is
Yeah.
replicated for every one of these discharge of conditions.
Right.
it's stubbing their nose, isn't it?
Okay.
The planning people, I think.
There's our report.
And again, as Charlie says, these reports will be perfectly reasonable, and they think they're perfectly reasonable, but we would just have to gently say that it would be clearer to ordinary folk. Moving on to 2025/1551 for Mega Proteins Limited, application for the approval of details reserved by condition 2, landscaping, attached to approval 200661.
So this has more information, the hedge planting line is included, as well as individual native trees and shrubs. And there is a request that a management scheme has been requested from them, which would include replacement planting if anything dies within the first 10 years after planting, which is pretty standard when you've got landscaping things.
So on the proviso that those things actually happen, I would happily support this application for the discharge of the condition.
Yeah.
May I have a second? And we've had it this time, and all in favour? Lovely. Item 9 is the next. Oh, sorry.
So the additional bit that I mentioned at the beginning about the 20 mile an hour thing, I've handed you round the information that came this afternoon from Westland and Furness, which was about the feedback received during the initial consultation. I'll let you read that.
Can I ask a question? A few weeks ago we were talking about this and they were saying that if they didn't get sufficient engagement, it couldn't go ahead anyway because they needed to have a certain, have they reached that level?
So it looks like they have, because they are now talking about recommending that the scheme progresses to statutory consultation.
I assumed that was the case, but
I read this afternoon as an email. A bit like that report. I came away from it thinking, well, I don't really know what I've read.
There's a lot of facts.
There's a lot of facts. I have asked them for clarification, but I read it that the baseline has been met to go out to statutory consultation, and the recommendation will reflect the key considerations that are bullet pointed at the bottom of that email.
See, they talk about roads, but they don't actually name any.
No, they
apart
don't.
from Beacon Edge. They don't
No.
name any, so you're in the dark.
I presume they're taking forward all the schemes which were proposed.
It doesn't read like they have, which is the clarification that I've sought about what will be in the formal consultation. But it was just to let you know at this stage that they have agreed to progress to statutory
I
consultation.
think I'm ahead of the posse here. I think I've seen this on my screen.
Yeah, I think we had it.
The consultation.
Email.
Yeah,
But it's not to
Had an
do
email.
Yeah, I was going to say,
all the figures.
I'm normally not ahead of the posse.
yeah, so
No,
Well,
she's not with us, but-
the best place to see what was proposed was in the consultation, and it looks like 60% proposed Penrith postcodes support the proposal in all with suggested amendments.
it was an 8% response rate. I forgot I actually calculated it. 8% response rate.
Yeah, it says
I
so.
put it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Line 2,
I must have missed that.
line 4.
Oh, yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
literal wasted minutes to do the calculation.
That's not very good, is it, 8%?
It's not
No.
fantastic, but it's not unusual.
Response to question to this sort of thing, if you get 20%, you've got you consider you
A
really,
landslide.
really have an answer. I mean, how many people vote in these things?
And there's been a lot of consultation recently.
Yeah.
I can understand some consultation fatigue, people not engaging with it as something that they consider important, and maybe there wasn't enough widespread marketing. But even if there was, I think if everybody in the town knew about it, people don't necessarily want to engage.
The other thing that's quite interesting, the other thing that was quite interesting for me was the fact that it was so close. When you look at the numbers in terms of those for and those against, it's quite not completely.
It's all for
very
it.
close.
I mean, it does say that 9,294 properties received individual notifications of the consultation.
Can you just
So the
remind me
consultation-
when did it go out? Consultation.
We're doing this on holidays.
No,
Is it going to be
no,
a difficult
no.
time? It was before that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
As I
Not
read
made like
this,
a response on
That's right.
holidays.
as I read this, they're taking the whole thing forward as one scheme.
Yeah.
Not this area, this area, this area. This is the
whole
scheme.
proposal.
So we have a meeting, discussion meeting,
Is that on Friday?
you know,
So this is just a note, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't be at that meeting.
Unfortunately, I will struggle with
I'm
the-
not here on Friday.
And I'm not sure if we're supposed to be at the meeting, but I'm not here.
I didn't know about the meeting,
What?
this meeting.
So,
However, I have advised him that
Oh,
if
right.
he wants an official view from the town council, he will need to give us the documentation
yeah.
to bring to committee.
Yes, no, I'm not available on Friday either.
Right, duly noted. With what is additional, if we are to have this as a proper response, we'll need it at a proper meeting. Okay, Thank you also. Item 9, next meeting.
So before we
Another
do the next meeting, we do need an additional meeting to consider highways issues, i.e. off-street parking regulations. The deadline is fairly tight, and I wondered whether members could do next Monday, the 8th of September.
Is it finance?
No, that's the week after,
That's,
isn't
yeah,
The 8th of September.
On the list that came out, with all the dates on, the 8th of September was finance day. It may have been moved.
I looked
Sorry, I
on-
thought I down.
Huh? I have 2 dates for finance on my calendar, the 8th and the 15th, so it may have been moved from the 8th to the 15th.
I just have the 15th.
What?
I just have the 15th.
Okay, then
I
fine.
had to look on the details and I couldn't see it.
Okay, fine, that's
But let
fine.
me just double check,
I'm
just in
presumably
case.
out of order.
Yeah, it's the 15th.
Huh?
It's the 15th.
Okay, fine, thank you. Then yes, I can make the 8th.
So it'd be a one item agenda just to do the off-street parking consultation because the timescale's really tight.
And so I
Okay.
propose an extraordinary meeting on Monday the 8th at 5:15. May I have a seconder? Thank you, Charlie. All in favour?
I'll get that agenda out.
Very kind of yours. Thank you very much for the great turnaround. Can I do item 9?
Yeah.
That was item 9. So the next meeting is now the 8th. It will be, it might not be in here. Because it is
No, it
booked.
might be next door.
So, provisional, in fact, I think we just have to decide it. It will be in the,
Boardroom.
Boardroom,
ETC.
ETC boardroom,
5:50.
5:15.
I'm on my way back from my weekend away, so I hope to be back.
Thank you.
I will give you my apologies now because I will be at 5,500 miles away.
I suppose that's
Next
a good
Monday?
excuse.
No, on the one he's talking about.
Monday the
No,
8th.
Monday the
15th.
Oh, Monday, sorry, I thought you were going on about this one.
So there's an extra one next Monday, the 8th of September, just to do one item
Yes.
about off-street parking. But your next scheduled meeting is the 6th of
That's the
October.
one that I'm giving apologies for,
Okay.
next scheduled meeting, I apologize.
6th, oh, that's November. You're right, 6th of October.
Lovely.
I've
So,
got a project going live next Monday, so I don't know whether I better make it or not. Just depends on how well things go.
thank you. As long as I'm here and two other people, that's all good. Okay, so I duly draw this meeting to a close, and thank you
Thank you.
for coming. And thank you